It was the spring of 1979 when a quiet man named Richard Williams walked into a crowded foster home in Atlanta. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, and he certainly wasn't looking for attention. But what he saw that day changed the course of his life forever. 9 young girls, all sisters, sat huddled together on a worn couch. Their parents had passed away suddenly in a car accident, and the system was preparing to separate them, sending each to different homes, scattering their bond to survive in isolation. The eldest, only 14, held the youngest, just 2 years old, with eyes full of fear. Most people would have turned away, maybe donated some money, maybe offered sympathy, but Richard didn't. He looked at those 9 pairs of eyes and said something no one expected. "I'll take them. All of them." The social workers thought he was joking. A single man in his early 30s, working as a mechanic, living in a modest 2-bedroom house. How could he possibly care for 9 children? But Richard refused to back down. He sold his vintage car, took on 3 jobs, and within weeks, his home was full of laughter, crying, and the endless energy of 9 daughters who were finally safe. Life wasn't easy. His small home soon became crowded, meals were simple, clothes were often hand-me-downs, and Richard hardly slept. But he never let the girls feel poor in love. He read them bedtime stories, braided their hair, and showed up at every school play and basketball game. People whispered behind his back. Some even ridiculed him for being a white man raising 9 black daughters in the South during those years. But Richard never cared about what the world said. His only mission was to keep the family together. And he succeeded. Years passed, and the girls began to shine in their own ways. Angela, the oldest, became a lawyer fighting for foster children's rights. Monica discovered a love for teaching and went on to become a principal. Lisa pursued medicine, while Denise found her voice as a gospel singer. The youngest, Sarah, became an engineer, something she once told Richard she could never be. But it wasn't just their professional success that defined them. What mattered most was how each one of them carried forward the love and unity they had grown up with. Then came an unexpected moment in 1995. Richard collapsed one morning at work. Doctors told him his heart was failing. For weeks, the 9 sisters sat at his bedside, whispering prayers and memories into his ears. And when Richard recovered after surgery, he admitted through tears, "I always thought I was saving you. But really, you girls saved me." Decades rolled on, and the bond only deepened. The girls married, had children, and built lives of their own, but they always returned to one place, Richard's little home, now expanded into a bustling house where grandchildren filled the halls with laughter. And now, 46 years later, the story has come full circle. Richard, an old man with silver hair, sat in his armchair as 9 women, once frightened children, stood tall beside him. They had brought their own children and even grandchildren to celebrate his 80th birthday. When the cake was brought out, lit with candles, Richard looked around at the room, over 50 people now carrying his name, his love, his legacy. With tears in his eyes, he whispered the words he had spoken in 1979. "I'll take them. All of them. Because in the end, love doesn't measure in wealth or blood. It measures in sacrifice, in family, and in the choice of one man who refused to let 9 little girls be forgotten. And that choice changed everything."